All right, guys, welcome to Adventure Talk. This episode of Adventure Talk is presented by Midland USA, OK Four-Wheel Drive, and Bilstein. What's it like in Boston for you, John?
You know, kids are home, out of school right now, so that's a bit of a challenge. If we come out of this on the other end and my house isn't burned down, it'll be good. But things are interesting. It's a different time. It's a unique situation right now. But things are quiet, and for once in 100 years, there's no traffic in Boston.
Well, it must be nice. Yeah, it's a changing world for all of us, but we're trying to focus on adventure. But it's kind of interesting to hear. I mean, we've got people from all over. CT's there in Virginia. How's it going for you, CT?
I mean, it's going well so far. Just a couple days ago, started seeing people wearing masks in public. More and more aisles in supermarkets cleared out. But just trying to remain calm and not act irrationally. I think everything's gonna be okay in time. So just hanging in there and enjoying some downtime here and there.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, Gabby's all the way down in Texas. What's the life like down there in Texas right now for you, Gabby?
It's actually not bad. I mean, you can still see people out, but I don't know. I'm starting to lose my mind because I don't usually stay in, Houston for more than 5 or 6 days. That's probably the most I've stayed in Houston. Now I've already been here for a week, so starting to lose my mind. I do have a thing that I'm doing though. I'm not going to shave or get a haircut until I can leave the house. So this may get a little weird.
That's awesome. All right, I'm doing the same.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
If
this takes a year, I'm gonna walk out. I'm gonna just look like. Anyways, that's what I'm doing. So if you guys want to join in, feel free.
Dean, so we've got Dean here from Blue Ridge Overland Gear. Dean, you're there in Bedford, Virginia. How's it going for you?
So far, so good. I mean, the downside was I just moved here, so I'm living out of boxes and I have no furniture. I don't know very many people. The bar's shut down. I can't go buy furniture. And when I go to the grocery store, the shelves are picked over. So it's come on, But beyond that, no, it's just been fun getting situated at Brog and working with CT and Matt and Jason and everybody there. So,
Ben, you're up in Boston too. You're on the other side of town from John. How's things for you?
Things are good. It's a little, I'm a little outside the city, so it's nice. We have the wave of, craziness sort of took a minute to get to where I'm at. So I was able to get some food, stock up, I didn't go crazy, but I did, stock up a tiny bit because I don't really feel like leaving the house when I don't have to in something like this where, there's a lot of stuff going around, but we only have, I think it's a few hundred in my county. So I'm not super worried yet. I just hope that everybody does what they're supposed to do and, it kind of irons itself out and we don't overload hospitals or anything up here because that's a real danger. But realistically, I've just been cleaning for the past couple days. I started organizing all my stuff. I was telling Gabby, I pulled my stuff out and just dumped everything in the middle of my living room floor and then just spent 3 days sorting through it because there's nothing better to do. So, yeah, it's been real.
Well, hopefully everybody's got something to drink. I think we're done talking about this current situation. But, John, what are you drinking tonight?
So I got this right here. It's hand sanitizer spray from Whole Foods Market. I'm just just a little bit in the mouth, just to make sure. I'm just kidding. I'm going back to one of my classics, Sip of Sunshine from Lawson's in Warren, Vermont. Can't go wrong with
That's
this.
nice.
So good old Vermont IPA, good stuff.
Dean, back to you. What are you drinking?
Guinness. It was just St. Patrick's Day, so
One for your homies. Gabby, what about you down there in Texas? What are you drinking, buddy?
Drinking a Corona, buddy.
Bring it on.
You're gonna get the
mainly
coronavirus.
mainly because I had 2 cases of it here, and we were supposed to have a get together at my place, and that never really came to fruition. So now I'm just stuck with 2 cases of Corona. So, I guess I have to drink it now.
Yeah, add that to the toll. All right, so CT, what do you got there on your table?
Well, I just finished one of my favorite, which is Satan's Pony Brown Ale, and I am following it up with Legend Brewing Company Brown Ale. So, one of my favorites.
Wow. CT's going for the gold here tonight. Nice. And Ben just went back to the refrigerator there. I think he's moving on to something different. What do you got there, buddy?
Well, I ran out of Coors Light, so I've got a Maine Beer Co. Mean Old Tom. It's a stout, and I've never had it before, so we'll see how it tastes.
Nice. Maine Brewing Company, love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got a glass of Malbec here. I've had a couple beers already today, so I figured I'd turn to the vino. And this just in, I got a public service announcement. John, can you hear me?
Oh, yes. So, in case anybody's wondering, you cannot use Lysol to spray all over your body to disinfect you from the coronavirus. So, Lysol spraying in your eyeballs and in your orifices is not an effective method to rid you of COVID-19.
Exactly what you were getting ready to do a few minutes ago.
that was hand sanitizer.
Got it.
And just to add to that, I was kidding. You can't take hand sanitizer and use it as like, mouth spray to cure yourself. So,
well, there's multiple schools of thought on that one.
If you drink pure grain alcohol, it kills coronavirus, right?
yeah, it also makes you blind. So,
Only past
No, that's
6 gallons.
antifreeze.
Any less than that, it doesn't work.
Dean, so you probably saw here in the news lately, you've got, some connection to Warren. They had some big news release just this last week, didn't they?
Yeah. So Warren just acquired Factor 55, which is probably a really nice merger for both of them. Through East Coast Overland Adventures, I've been sponsored by both Warren and Factor 55, so it's kind of neat to see 2 companies I have a history with kind of come together. And if anyone's ever interested in, making recoveries or the science behind it, Factor 55 is super transparent, with all their testing and everything. So it's going to be interesting to see that come to Warren, and the kind of the research side of things that Mike at Factor 55 has. But then also at Warren, they make great winches, and, I've been very happy with their stuff over the years. So some good things coming out of that corner.
Yeah, and they'll still be manufacturing Factor 55 out of the same facility from what I've read too, huh?
Yeah, it's just going to be a shot in the arm. I mean, even Warren struggled a couple years ago, and they got picked up by a venture capitalist company. So that's kind of nice that they're also buying in more to the off-road world and specifically recovery with now acquiring Factor 55. So it'll be a nice financial shot in the arm for them just to kind of hit production, maybe lower some costs a little bit,
Yeah, absolutely. We've been working with Warren for a while now too, and it seems like a perfect fit. Those two companies coming together. So that was some pretty positive news outside of the world that we're all living in. So let's shift this on. If anybody's got any other news, there's we're all swamped by everything that's going on right now. The reason we're doing this adventure talk is to kind of break the monotony of what we're all going through in our daily lives. So for our topic on this adventure talk, we're going to talk about where we would adventure if we could go anywhere right now. And so we'll kind of go around the group, and you guys will have a chance to think about it a little bit by the time we get to you. But I'm going to pick Gabby first. So since Gabby's down in Texas and his rig's up here in Virginia, if you had your rig, where would you go right now, Gabby?
Anywhere but here. Literally. No, I mean, right now, I probably just want to go up on Spruce Knob. And I mean, I haven't been out in a while, and I'm kind of having withdrawals here. But I'd like to be up on Spruce Knob, maybe cooking some burgers and having a beer. But I don't, nothing too fancy. Just as long as I'm not quarantined anymore.
Yeah, I hear that. So Spruce Knob's in West Virginia. It's in the Seneca Rocks and Spruce Knob National Forest. So, John, what about you? Where would you go if you could go anywhere?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Honestly, right now, I'd go where we could go with a bunch of you guys and all get together and not be socially distant and freaking go somewhere and live life as it was and, sit around a campfire, not 6 feet away. But in the midst of everything that's happening, I think probably north. North would be my answer, up to Vermont, into Canada. In fact, I might actually head up there this week and do some skiing. All the mountains are closed, and they're allowing uphill access, so you can skin up and ski down. So, yeah, I might make it a reality.
Dean, what about you? You've been all over the world too. So where would you take it?
I was really looking forward to Moab, so I was bummed when they canceled Easter Jeep Safari. So, I mean, that's I was looking west, warmer weather, some of that dry desert. So probably Moab.
And CT, you've been on a lot of adventures with us and the Blue Ridge family. Where's somewhere do you like to go that you haven't been yet?
Oh my gosh. If resources and time were no object, I would go to Asia, probably. And I know that sounds strange in light of current events and all that, and so maybe later on down the road. But I'm interested to see some of those countries, Asia and Japan, and things like that. And maybe those wouldn't even be good places to overland. Maybe those would just be good places to take trips to. But they're just some of these places that you hear about in the news, and they're kind of they exist as maybe a caricature of a place, but I've always wondered to see those places in a boots on the ground kind of way, and see what a place is really like, and just kind of experience it firsthand. I think it would be really wild and life changing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely on a personal bucket list of mine. I don't know. I guess I don't have any particular place that I would like to be other than just in the woods, and we're pretty close to it. We can get out there and do it. I can dream of South Africa. I can dream of Australia. But just connecting to places that are close to us right now seems very, very realistic. But, putting aside the times and things like that, I mean, South Africa and Australia are definitely high on my list, and we're going to do that at some point. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's just hard right now. So I think it's important for people to stay focused on where their dreams are and the places that they want to be to make it through stuff like this, so that you can stay set and stay true to your goals and what you want to do. Okay, so we'll take it from our topic on adventure anywhere to Q&A. So for this Q&A on Adventure Talk we're going to talk tools. And those aren't the people that you don't like hanging out with. Those are the things that you use. Those are the things that you use to work on your truck. And I'm not gonna limit it to a truck because it could be a personal tool. Gabby, keep it clean, please.
What?
And
I am insulted. I don't know why you would say that.
So we'll leave it open here, and let's go with CT first. CT for adventure. Some of the adventures that we've been on or you've been on. I mean, what's an important tool for you?
Oh gosh. Just anything to keep me from being miserable and be okay out there. So it's just like for me, because I wasn't driving the vehicles, it was like rain gear, cold gear, and snacks. Hopefully I'll have a better answer than that later.
Good shoes.
Yes. I remember my shoes getting soaked through on those. I think I borrowed boots from multiple people on this talk before. Gabby, thank you for loaning me your boots. I actually completely forgot my clothes bag on one of these trips, and I was borrowing clothes over here from someone on the trip, and I was borrowing boots from Gabby, and whew, that was humbling for sure.
You're probably regretting that right about now.
Yeah,
my feet still don't smell the same.
It's okay. It's okay. The ringworm comes free with the boots. You're welcome.
I will confirm that CT needs food. He needs to be well nourished, so the food for CT is definitely very important. There's a plethora of snacks in any vehicle that CT is driving in on any of our trips. So
CT gets hangry.
He does get a little hangry.
I've seen CT hangry.
Don't drive hungry, man. Don't do it.
Oh, Ben, what about you? Tools. What's your most important tool?
Probably, I don't want to say it because it sounds so lame, but my phone, man. The phone can solve like every problem. Like, it's such a powerful tool now that like the phone connected with like a Garmin InReach, et cetera, it's just such a powerful tool that it can do so many things for you. Plus call.
Nobody's saying anything right now.
Oh yeah, no, everyone's pissed that I said phone.
Yeah, right. No, it's true. Yeah, right. I mean, this isn't scripted. That's why Adventure Talk is fun. So, I mean, I think you got a valid point. I mean, none of us go on any of our trips without our phones, right? I mean, it's kind of the world that we live in, and it keeps us connected with our family, our friends, the world around us. And a lot of the tools that we're using today, including navigation, whether it's paired with a satellite device or not, we're using those to navigate. So, yeah, can't call you out for that. That's true. John, what about you? Tools.
Oh man, there's so many useful tools out there. I mean, I think my number one right now is this bad boy. Just a little Remington 870. But aside from that bad boy, you know, just kidding. Sorry for all you anti-gun
for
guys
World War
out
III,
there.
man.
Oh, we just eliminated half of our viewing crowd.
Sorry about that, dude.
I'm okay with it.
All right, I'll reset. I'll reset. So, in all honesty, like my most useful tool is just my brain and my experience. So every time we get out in the woods and we, experience, a new situation, my most useful tool is just my experience and the years that I've spent, exploring and being in the woods and breaking trucks and, doing stupid things and, recoveries and, having near misses. Like that's my greatest tool is just my experience and sort of everything that I've learned along the way, on the adventure of driving trucks off road and exploring.
Yeah, I mean, the brain is a powerful thing, and all of your experiences, create you and create the world around you, and help you keep a level head when shit hits the fan. So, I mean,
totally,
keeping your brain in the right space and accessing your experience is very powerful. This is getting deep, guys. This is getting real deep. Dean, take it to another level for us. What's your favorite? What's your most important tool?
Oh, see, I'm like that guy that always has all the tools. So I actually, like, in the back of the Jeep, carry 2 Pelican 1500 cases full of tools. But if I had to pare it down to one, I would definitely say onboard air or a portable air compressor. Just keep those tires happy, keep traction. I just got one of the ARB twin portable that's got the 1 gallon tank, and that has just been so useful in so many different scenarios. So I was going to say, if you're going to limit me to one tool, I'm going to say tire pressure stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's really important. I mean, without the wheels on the truck, you're not going anywhere. And being able to service your tires and your pressure and things like that. I'm gonna go through everybody here, give myself a chance to thinking about it because I'm enjoying hearing everybody's feedback. Gabby, what's your most important tool?
I'd probably have to say my truck as a whole. Just because it's giving me the opportunity to just see all these places and do all these things, and once you become really familiar with your truck, kind of becomes like a part of you. So I would probably say my truck as a whole. So.
No, seriously, that's how we get out and how we're doing and accessing some of these places for sure.
I thought he was going to say crack and rum.
Huh? Oh, crack and rum? I wouldn't say that as a tool. I would probably say that's a tool for destruction, not for the half gallon cracking that was. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my god!
Oh man, there's so many options.
I think Ben had one, and then we drank it all in one night, and then we went back for more and found some more. Good times, yeah. Because I remember doing that at the beach up in New Brunswick.
In New Brunswick, yeah.
Yeah, when it was windy.
Poured a little out for Ring because he couldn't make it.
Oh yeah, we did pour out the Kraken for Rin. You're right.
Dude, Kraken is one of those things. I feel like I've had so many experiences with Kraken where like you think you're fine and you're doing good.
It goes downhill quick, buddy.
And then suddenly it's like wham, and you're not coming back. You're not. It's just done. And it'll sink your shit, brother.
Yeah. Anyways, Jason, what's your favorite tool other than the one that's in your hand right now?
I don't know, man. You know, I kind of leaning towards tire tools. I think that's really important. 10 millimeter inch is extremely important. I carry a lot of 10 millimeters, and 10 millimeter inch, and I've said it in other adventure talks, and I kind of don't want to wear it out. But music's really important. If we were just kind of opening everything up, sometimes it's nice to sit in nature and listen to your surroundings, whether that be the people that are with you or the fire that's in front of you. But I carry music everywhere I go. I mean, I need music, especially when you want to escape news and you just want to zone out. And several things accompany music very well, including a good beer or a glass of wine. But hitting everything everybody said. I think if it's a luxury, it'd be it'd be music. If it was a tool, I'd probably lean towards the direction Dean was going, and something to be able to swap my wheels out. I think that's really important because that could end the day real quick. Of course, you could walk anywhere you want to, just about here in the U.S. unless you're in the desert. But that's really important to me as far as hardware goes. So I'm not going to list off all of my favorites there, but I think music's definitely on top of the list for sure. So I don't know if anybody watching right now is expecting to get this master list of tools that you need to carry, but that's what's important to us. So, guys, thanks for joining. This has been a lot of fun. I'd like to do this again for sure. We did a couple of these adventure talks around this time last year, but we might be finding ourselves doing a little bit more of this here in these times. So we'd love to have you back. What John what would you like to talk about next? What do you think's a good topic for us to kind of hit?
I think a topic I would like to explore is family adventure. Talking about how we can sort of us with little ones can sort of get out there, adventure, and sort of stay sane in the same vein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that'd be a good one for sure. CT, what are you thinking? What would be another good topic to talk about?
Oh, it's just the randomest thing. How long is it going to be until an overlanding video game comes out?
I think it exists already.
No, there's a
really? What's it called?
I don't know.
Overlanding?
No, it's like
Oregon Trail.
Oregon Trail. I think it needs to be Oregon Trail themed. You need to be able to get malaria in the game.
Yes.
You have died of dysentery.
Oregon Trail 2020. Ben, what do you
I think
think
it's something with the Minecraft, it's Overmind or something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming. Ben, what's a good topic on your mind that we could talk about next time?
Proper vehicle selection.
Oh yeah, you've got experience with that, right?
Do you have experience with this, Ben?
I am
How's she
suffering
doing?
from that right now as we speak.
Well, it sprung a leak there, Ben.
I had a moment where I was like, yes, I picked the wrong vehicle when the Corona thing started happening. And man, I'd love to just take off right now and go north. But my damn truck is in the shop getting the engine replaced.
Dude, when we get to Houston, come down here. We'll get weird down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it'll happen. There's no doubt in my mind that that'll happen.
Yeah, speaking of vehicle selections, we've got a build coming up here, and got a lot of work to do to replace last rig. So we'll be looking forward to some of that content and creating that content here in the coming weeks. Gabby, what about you? What's your recommended topic for the next Adventure Talk?
I don't know. Probably, just some next steps for like next year's trip. What we're kind of thinking, what we're wanting to do, what everybody kind of wants to see, and just not necessarily make a decision, but just kind of start talking about what needs to happen, so we can plan that.
Yeah, I think we could probably visit adventure planning. I know that Blue Ridge Overland Gear has done a really good job on some of their videos talking about adventure planning and stuff like that. But, it can take a lot of time to coordinate everything that you need to do. It could take a matter of minutes to just hop in your truck and go too. So, I think talking through some of that from our point of view and our perspective in our lives and could be pretty fun. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dean, what about you? What do you think would be a good topic to discuss on these adventure talks?
How about vehicle electrical systems? Everything from the battery to wiring to how do you hook up your fridge? Do you use solar, DC to DC charging? For those of us that carry camera gear, how are you charging your stuff on the road while you're traveling? We got all these other gadgets and stuff, how you manage them, lighting. That's really been on the forefront of my mind lately because I'm in the middle of rewiring the trailer. And then when I get the Jeep back, I'm going to go through and really kind of fine tune the electrical system on it. So that's kind of the number one topic on my brain.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to get somebody like Matt from Off Grid on this adventure talk and talking through some of that stuff with us. I mean, I'm looking at the screen right now and everybody that's on this adventure talk with us, and they're all probably thinking about charging their camera battery right now. So we've definitely all been through that situation on the trip. And I feel like I could just sit and talk for like 30 minutes about that right now. That's a really important piece. Yeah, and John's building trucks up in Boston and equipping electrical systems on numerous platforms. So that's really important. And how do you keep this stuff? How do you keep the system charged? I mean, we can go so many different directions with that. So that's a great suggestion, Dean. I appreciate that. But bringing somebody on to kind of highlight that would probably give people a lot of insight on, planning out from their perspectives. So getting a good mix of people and talking through that would be awesome.
Yeah.
So guys, I appreciate it. This has been a fun adventure talk. Stay safe out there. Again, thanks to OK Four Wheel Drive, Midland USA, and Bill Stein for supporting this episode of Adventure Talk. We'll see you later.
Dude, how funny would it be if Jacob just pops in right now?
So we can heckle Jacob a little bit here on recording as we're kind of closing this adventure talk out. We had our buddy from Merry-Go-Round Farms attempting to get on adventure talk with us, and we couldn't get his video across, and he needed to download the app for Blue Jeans and was struggling, and we just had to cut him. And I'm pretty sure he's just sitting by himself right now in his house, in his gigantic house, like drinking beer, wanting to hang out. So, Jacob, we love you. You'll be on the next one, don't worry.